Has Olivia Colman called your lips juicy? I don't think so. But guess what? She's called my lips juicy. That's how my chat with Olivia Colman and Benedict Cumberbatch started about their new film, The Roses. Now, The Roses is based on the Warren Adler book, The War of the Roses, and of course, there was the 1989 film starring Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner, directed by Danny DeVito. But this version, directed by Jay Roach and written by Tony McNamara, is completely different from the 1989 film. It takes its own spin on this, and I kind of think it's actually more of a British film, largely because of Olivia Colman and Benedict Cumberbatch, but also just sort of in the tone and the pacing of the comedy. Like, throughout the film, you're seeing this very uniquely British couple exist in the United States, and you see their marriage kind of fall apart. But they do it in the most British of ways, to the point where you're going through the film and you're just waiting for the blow up, and you know it's gonna come, but you don't know when it's gonna come. But when it comes, oh my God, that blow up is good. You're gonna love Olivia Colman in this movie. Let me just tell you that right now. And Benedict, I mean, we've seen Benedict do comedy in the past, but Benedict Cumberbatch is funny. And during our chat, I mean, it was so kooky and sporadic, and the two of them bounce off each other in a way that it's kind of shocking they haven't done more films together. Like, my chat with them, albeit brief, was legitimately a delight. So sit back and grab a snack, because I will be right back with Olivia Colman and Benedict Cumberbatch. I have to say, I loved the movie.
Yeah.
Your lips beautiful and juicy. I'm so sorry.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Thank you. It's Dr. Jart's little bear balm.
Oh my God, I'm going to find some.
Yes, please, please. So the film is fantastic. It's so funny. When I heard it came out, I immediately was like, I have to speak to both of you. I have to do a feature on this. Was it intimidating taking on a film that is, I mean, we know the story so well. We know sort of the premise of it. So was it intimidating sort of taking on something that is familiar to so many fans of this story?
Sort of.
Not
No,
because
sorry. Well, we had Tony McNamara doing all the heavy lifting for us.
He's the writer.
Does help.
And also, we had wanted to work together for a long time, and David Greenbaum around Searchlight had it as a property in their back catalogue, and they pitched it to us as a grown-ups getting together, other than us being drunk at a party going, we should work together, and said, look, this could be a good vehicle for you. And my memory of the film is a great one, and I thought, yes, that would be a very juicy relationship to play, and so much drama and fun and comedy and tragedy, and just a nice old variety. Little did we know that Tony would write that good a script. Well, we kind of, but it was just a joy. It was one of those things that was laughed out. Laughed out of town. Laugh out loud. It's the end of a long day, sorry. Laugh out loud.
It takes nothing away from the original film. That stands as a beautiful piece and a seminal piece that we all remember from the. But ours is with a sort of respectful nod to it, and has taken it in a slightly different direction, and it's been influenced by it in a really lovely way, which is great.
Exactly.
Yeah, it does feel, I mean, watching it, it feels like a really fresh take on the story in a lot of ways, with a lot of different elements that I was surprised by, but pleasantly surprised by. What about this story, this version of it, was a fresh take for you that excited you about doing it?
Well, I think they love each other to the end.
Yes, they do. They love each other more. Yeah, I think that's right.
There's a little bit more humor, dare I say it. The first one's funny, but it's very, very dark. There's darkness in this. There should be some sort of sharp dramatic turns, but there's I think so. And I feel that the idea of an English couple, this is something that's kind of dawned on me as we've been talking about this a lot, which is that Tony's very smart, and he probably did this consciously rather than unconsciously. He kept us English in an American context. So you have that kind of cultural clash, misunderstanding, fun, fetishing of the otherness. And I think it means that they then become even more English, and their invective and humor and wit that's sort of celebrated by friends becomes even more mean without them really knowing what damage it's doing, and it just gets worse and worse and worse, and they're unconsciously kind of imploding a bit with the language of humorous joshing and teasing that came out of their initial love. That's a long thesis. There you go. Clever Tony. Yeah, I think that's a very clear difference. They're not of that place. So, you know.
Yeah, no, that was
That's
really
a lot.
good.
That's something. Thank you.
Well, the British sensibility, I mean, I'm a big fan of obviously both of you, but also just British film, British comedy. Just, I mean, the Peep Show defined me in so many ways, Olivia. So like incredible. But the British sensibilities in the story, I think, is so perfect because it does play on sort of the taking the piss out of someone to a totally different level, which is not something that we see in a lot of American comedies. So to see that Britishness a part of it in a way, what about them being British and having those sensibilities within that relationship, the way they treat each other as a couple, that stands out to me as something really unique about this love story in a lot of ways.
Oh, well, that's great. I'm pleased you love it. And that fills me with hope as well. And American audiences have really taken to it. And I think it's also such a lovely, what's the word? Foil for the incredible American talent we have in the film.
Which can't be underrated. I mean,
Kate McKinnon, Andy Samberg, Zoe Bow, we've got Sunita Mani, and then the rest are English, aren't they?
But being brilliant at American.
And yeah. And just them playing with us and laughing at our Englishness and our vileness to each other. It wouldn't be, I don't think, I love watching their reaction to us. And I think maybe that's why Tony's such a genius and he knew that would work.
I agree.
If I misunderstood what you are.
Not at all. You're brilliant. I just had to point out that I think there is a baby bird that thinks you're a returning parent with food.
Can you hear that?
Oh, well,
okay.
June, London.
I mean, I can hear it, but I think it's lovely. It just adds to the, I think, everything.
I think that we have to calm our nerves whilst talking to people, some kind of bird song in the background. I can't.
It's looking really in the window, apparently.
Wow. Okay.
Like your voice, you have a new fan.
Oh, well, that's lovely. That's lovely. I love that. Well, I mean, for Benedict, what about for you? For like I mean, I think sometimes when you hear a British couple talking to each other, it can almost seem like they're fighting. It almost can seem like they're insulting each other, but in a loving way because they're ribbing each other. Did you see that?
Sometimes there's an American what's the phrase, which is it's so polite, but to me it sounds like it potentially they don't like me.
Fanny pack?
Sorry,
we're filthy.
Is it? Of course. Which is a polite.
No, isn't it? I quite like that.
I quite
like your dress. Like, yeah, quite like it. I went to town on this one.
It's things.
And it means I really like your dress, but
yeah, well, it's
quite gorgeous.
Yeah,
that's quite.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. On average, that's the quite.
Oh, and excuse me. Excuse me.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, a very polite phrase, but it's actually.
Sometimes it can be weaponized. I think
it is. I think it's excuse me, which makes me.
We're now talking about Americans. We should be talking about English.
This is that misunderstanding.
Yeah, exactly. I marvel every time I get to America and go, please can I have some water? Excuse me. Please can I have some water? I don't understand how that on the ear isn't the same. You know, we don't do that to you when you come here and say, can I have some water?
No.
We don't go, what are you talking about with your water? Anyway. So, but an English couple sounding like they're fighting. I mean, I think the general thing, this is boring phonetic epistemology or whatever it's called. But basically, I think we're all from the same thing. We know we came over there in boats and got all sort of pilgrimage and did stuff that we shouldn't talk about. But we're linked. But I think differences that have kind of come about from you guys being a bit fearful and having lots of space to occupy, as opposed to a little island, is that you have to carry your voice across distances and you have to be quite open with round vowels. And we are, from a it's slightly more clipped. We use a lot more consonants and we're a bit more fixated maybe with the literary canon. I mean, this is all so gross, this generalizations. I could just feel American teachers of literature go, what the hell is he talking about? or Faulkner or even Walt Whitman. Anyway, the point is this, I have a read this, but anyway, the point is I think as a generalization, you guys it's a warmer, richer, more open, slightly more Italian, better word, or Latinate sound. And we're a little bit more clipped. So we can sound a bit sharp and knowing and snide, even when we're trying to be terribly cuddly and lovely.
I love it. I love it. I'll say I hate the word fine as an American. Anyone who says that's fine, I'm like, what are you saying about me? There's what's fine. I don't
Right.
understand what you're implying with fine. Yes, so I can relate to that. The other thing,
You say,
and
are you all right? And Americans often go, what? I've been to my therapist. What are you talking about? You know, are you all right? You're right. You know, you're right. It's like, why are you saying you're all right? Do you think there's something wrong? And I've offended people, not offended, but like
American
accused them.
director I worked with who said, get some rest. And I thought, oh, that's,
Do I look tired?
yeah, do I look tired?
yeah, that's
I've heard other people saying it, and it's genuinely a nice,
Yeah.
go and have a nice sleep,
Yeah.
or have a sleep,
Yeah.
Exactly.
but get some rest.
yeah.
Oh God, what do I do?
Well, the other thing that struck me about the story is sort of the reversal in gender roles in a lot of ways, where, the dad sort of becomes the emotional center for these children, and the mom becomes this sort of the breadwinner in a lot of ways, but also the dominant force in the relationship who's making decisions oftentimes. And that to me was something that was so different about this take on the story. So I wanted to know, what about that, well, stood out to both of you, but also made this really interesting and a modern take on the story?
Nothing really, because I think we feel quite strongly. I'm taking words out of your mouth.
No,
but,
I feel
you know,
quite strongly. Oh, it's interesting how many people have seen it like that.
to me, it's not like gender. It's really just about an imbalance in a relationship that was, existing in another dynamic. It could work equally well if it was her having a career suicide, or if it's that a failure, let's say, and me having an up and up stretch from having been at home.
I suppose for many people, though, they do see we're still laboring under this idea that so I can see how this comes up, but
my
maybe
dad
we're
wasn't
in
the
a bubble.
breadwinner. My mum
No,
was the
me neither.
breadwinner,
But
and I never
maybe
thought, oh,
another
that's
thing.
the way it is. I just knew that was the dynamic I grew up with, and
With this film, it could be either, and it could be a same-sex relationship. I don't think it's a mother-father, male-female type thing.
Yeah.
It's partners. It's two humans trying to cope with being partners who are
And
parents.
it's the extreme nature of the change. And also, their comeuppance, I guess, of being very bold and impulsive is when you try to be bold and impulsive and you've got kids and you're 10 years into a marriage, you have to take a little bit more care. You can't quite be that impulsive. It's like, we'll get through this. We'll do it. It's going to be fine. It'll be great. And then, he turns his obsession from architecture to his children, and her career takes off, and they just start to miss each other. They don't hold each other and look at each other, collaborate on what it is that actually unites them. And that could happen to any dynamic, same-sex couple, the reversal of the gender. It's not for me, it doesn't really speak to gender
It would be
politics.
lovely one day when people
maybe
don't.
we're in a world where sadly this is still kind of
I think it is for many people.
indoctrinated.
I think we might be in a
we might be in a minority,
race.
but we try to teach our children
But
at
would it
least
be
that there
lovely
is no
when
difference.
that's not.
It would be
doesn't come
nice.
up?
I feel like John Lennon lyric coming on, but it is true. I mean, we shouldn't have to imagine. It should actually be the reality, and I think it's coming up a lot, sadly, because it still isn't the case.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well,
we have to keep working people to make that not the case.
Yeah, I mean, totally. Yes. I mean, but it also, from someone who often, we know in the history of cinema, female characters, sometimes the mother character takes a side role. So it is great to see Olivia, your character, just take out the gun and start shooting. You know what I mean? It's so empowering in a way, kind of, even though it's very violent and wrong. And
I mean, basically, that's what it is. But then I get out a knife, which is also a symbol of a penis. Let's not forget our, film semiography or whatever it's called.
Yes.
I throw that at her, which is a weird thing to do if you're a man, I suppose, because you're throwing my penis at you.
Gun at you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I have thrown all that stuff, trying to anti.
But my last question for you is I wanted to bring up some of the cast, because you are surrounded by, I mean, both of you have done comedy before in such a great way. And I mean, Olivia, you even won an Oscar for something that was comedic. So there is you have that comedy background, but to be surrounded by some of these often American comedy greats that we know and love, did that sort of enhance your performances to allow you to go to lots of different areas because you had this supportive?
It did up the ante.
It just made it a lot of fun to be on set, that's for sure.
Yeah, we had front row seats to McKinnon and Sandberg.
And when she gets going on a line that she hasn't yet tested and starts laughing because she knows what's ahead, then you are all in trouble. It was impossible on a very long day, but Joe was very patient with us. And also he talks about this earlier, didn't he? Well, actually, in an interview I did with him, maybe not with you, but he said that he quite likes it when there's that tension in the room of like, we've got to hold on, we can't. And then the take where everyone gets it together, there's a real aliveness because there's a huge effort involved in
to not giggle,
taking the business of comedy seriously. To quote cliche, and it kind of brings it alive. So he, unlike some directors, come on, we got to get it together. He actually lets that run a little bit with great patience, and we all end up going, sorry, Jay, sorry. But actually, it's to foster a moment that's otherwise, quite rare to get, where at the fifth or sixth take is as alive as it would be if it was the first.
Yeah. Did it help? Did it also for you, Olivia, as well?
Yes, absolutely.
I often speak for both of us. Sorry, I shouldn't do that. That's mansplaining. Talk about that. Sorry.
But it was exciting. You didn't want to let them down. But also, I think what's really nice is being in the presence of such comedy greatness. Genuinely, you can show a little humility and a little,
give them the floor and just.
Oh my God, we're
it's a real skill that it's just it takes seasons of SNL to develop and writing your own stuff and just
sometimes some of us we just can't learn that.
And also we've got Tony McNamara to do the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we'll just let that happen. We'll just work gold that we've got spun by him already.
Yeah. I mean, to be paid to sit that close to those people, watch them do their thing. It's really cool.
Free entertainment, won't it?
Yeah.
Paid it.
Yeah.
Paid for the pleasure.
Well, thank you both so much. I'm such a big fan, and I love the film. And you can get the Dr. Jar. It's a little bear. I
really like that. I'm going to get it.
It's very moisturizing. Go to Sephora or what is it, CK or NK in the UK.
Okay. Very good.
Thank you both so much.
Thank you.
Thank you too.
Can we just go back to Olivia Colman calling my lips juicy? I'm sorry, I won't get over this. Thanks so much for watching today's episode of The Parting Shot. I really do appreciate it. You know what to do, like and subscribe and do all the things. Leave a comment below and follow me, H. Alan Scott, on everything. In the meantime, watch something fun today and have a good one. Juicy. Okay, that's it. I think I'm done.